Grab him. Leonard gives him no rest. Hearns is in real trouble.
Hearns got a punch. Hearns has got to give him some respect.
Oh, grab hold of him, which he's not doing.
No, he's too weak. He has nothing left. He's going to be knocked out. And
referee is stopping the fight. The referee is stopping the fight. Hearns was way ahead on points.
Leonard has pulled it out in the true old-fashioned movie way.
Maybe the 14th round was too much for Tommy Hearns.
It was an impressive win for Sugar Ray. Impressive.
Hail to the new, undisputed, welterweight champion of the world, Sugar Ray Leonard.
United by destiny, they would never truly part. One would try to leave, but always come back. The other, with angry impatience, would await his return. Once seemed impossible has turned out to be inevitable. Hearns obsessed with redemption, Leonard motivated by challenge.
We never thought this would come about, but certain things are predestined.
The 5 world title, I can just take them and give them all back for just this one, June 12th.
Two extraordinary champions, their careers, their lifestyles, and what some other celebrities are saying about them as they approach the brink of war. From the outskirts of our nation's capital, where monuments honor bravery in battle, comes a hero whose style and smile struck Olympic gold in 1976. While in the Motor City, men of steel are forged into an assembly line of champions. Men like the Brown Bomber, Joe Louis, or the original Sugar Man, Ray Robinson, and a youngster called Hurricane, later known as the Motor City Cobra, and ultimately the Hitman. From the outset, Leonard and Hearns would be compared.
The first time that I turned professional, no question about it, was for finances. It was for money. I needed money.
Since I wasn't able to go to the Olympic, then I had to do the next best thing. I had to turn pro and hopefully try to put myself in a position so I could have a title fight.
Hearns gained notice by knocking out his first 17 opponents, while Leonard rode the fast track of his Olympic success and an exciting but short pro career to an early title shot.
It was a fight that I lacked experience, but I had more heart and determination and more conditioning. I wanted it more than he did. It's like winning the gold medal. You know, you've beaten the best in the world, and it's a feeling of great accomplishment, self-accomplishment, It's something that you did.
Instead of going for the Olympic gold, Hearns went for a world championship. He was 21 years old when he stunned Pepino Cuevas.
I was not really that confident, but I knew that it was time for him. I thought with all of his amateur experience, it was time for him to go out and make his move one way or the other. And I was very, very impressed with the knockout that he scored over Pepino Cuevas and the fact that he had so much confidence going into the fight.
Thomas Hearns' reputation was just as big as Ray Leonard's was, because I was doing the same thing. I was on the same trail he was on, and we were doing basically the same thing. Okay, only problem was Thomas Hearns did not go to the Olympics, but Thomas Hearns was the world champion also.
No one knew who Tommy Hearns was other than boxing people, the boxing fraternity. That's when I became more business-oriented. I said, I'll tell you when I'll fight Tommy Hearns. That's when people ask me on the street. I'll fight him when you ask the little kid on the street, who is Tommy Hearns? When you ask some grandmother, who is Tommy Hearns? And when they say Tommy Hearns, oh, he's a guy that is a boxer and he's a champion. When they say that, then it's time.
Instead, it was Roberto Duran who provided the big payday.
We believe that this event will be the highest grossing boxing match in the history of the sport, far exceeding a first Ali Frazier fight. That roughly grossed $18 million. And we believe that this fight, and we're shooting for a gross of over $30 million.
Leonard got the money he wanted. However, in a close but unanimous decision, he was also tagged with the first loss of his career. The fight against Thomas Hearns would have to wait. The new priority was to defeat Duran and recapture the crown. And to do that, Leonard would have to fight his type of fight.
I try to beat that man at his own game because I felt it would have been much more rewarding to beat him toe-to-toe. I tried that. I tried my damnedest to beat him toe-to-toe. And because then they didn't know how to judge that fight. They didn't know how to score the fight. As far as the criteria, the judge didn't know how to score Sugar Ray Leonard standing toe-to-toe with this Roberto Duran, and that's what I did to him.
Duran 2, that was Ray Leonard. That was true Sugar Ray Leonard. That was, Ray showed what boxing is all about, hit and not be hit. It's the first time anyone gone swimming without getting wet. I mean, Ray was at his best.
That evening, Sugar Ray Leonard put on a dazzling exhibition of his multi-talented ring skills. Finally, in round 8, the frustrated Panamanian champion with those legendary hands of stone found himself forced to utter the infamous words, "No mas, no mas." Revenge was especially sweet for Sugar Ray. Now at last he was free to turn his attention to Thomas Hearns, with whom he shared top billing at the Astrodome. They were two welterweight kings on a collision course, an inevitable matchup that would unify the title and end the debate. Thomas Hearns took full advantage of this major showcase. He successfully defended his title by stopping Pablo Baez in the 4th round.
I have proved my ability. So far, just one man I have to fight to really prove how good a boxer I really am. And everybody know that's Ray. After I beat Ray, then everybody will know.
Leonard dispatched Ayub Kalouli and seized his 2nd world title. Afterward, Sugar Ray himself acknowledged that indeed the time had come.
Do you know who's next? Tommy Hearns.
(1981). Thomas Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard were training for the biggest bout of their careers.
Because there were 2 champions, Tommy Hearns was the WBA and I was WBC. And naturally, we both couldn't claim who was the champion until we unified it. So that's when I knew it was inevitable that we would match up.
People would say to me, how well you think you do against Leonard? I said, that's not the question. The question would be how well Leonard think you can do against me. Because I know I can do well against Leonard.
Each champion was consumed by this rivalry, driven by a desire to teach the other a lesson.
He's never experienced pain. He's never experienced being knocked around.
When the time comes, I'll be able to prove to him who's the person with the brains, who does the best thinking in the ring, and who's the best fighter.
This was the matchup fans had clamored for, the premier sporting event of 1981.
Both fighters were in their prime, and it's very rare, not only were they in their prime, but they were considered the two best fighters in the world in any weight class. And it's very rare that two fighters in their prime, who are both considered the best fighters pound for pound in the world, get to fight one another. So there is great anticipation for that reason.
The months of grueling training had come to an end. Thomas Hearns, the undefeated WBA champion, had a shot at his slick and flashy WBC counterpart, Sugar Ray Leonard. The hour of confrontation was at hand. Two men entered the ring claiming to be the world welterweight champion. Only one could emerge as the undisputed king and wear that crown.
Time running out in round 1, seconds to go. A good round for Thomas Hearns. The jab has done it for him here. Oh, look out! Battle after the bell.
Thomas Hearns throwing a punch at Sugar Ray Leonard after the bell. Well, Sugar Ray had tapped him sort of playfully, but there's no play in Tommy Hearns. He's wound up so tight that he wants to fight.
Now get out the corner. Get over there for my thing.
Hearns has dominated the fight since round 1.
When they call him the Cobra, they know what they're talking about. He's wound up tight as a spring. Good jab by Hearns. Snaps back Leonard's head.
Hearns, calm, cool, collected, is making a chopping block of Leonard now. Hearns may have been hurt. Hearns, he may have wobbled and maybe he didn't.
He did wobble. It's 48 seconds left. He wobbled him. But he's recovered. He wobbled Hearns. His legs are still not the same. Now he's wobbled Leonard. Now he's wobbled Leonard.
They've both been in trouble here. This is a battle of attrition. Leonard takes a good punch. So does Hearns.
The best round for Leonard by far.
The pace has been tremendous, torrid all the way, and neither one seems tired at the moment.
I'm amazed that Sugar doesn't get up on his toes with him and bounce with him. He's much faster and he's much quicker of foot.
There's a big right.
That gave confidence back to Hearns, an awful lot of confidence.
That's
to
the
Hearns.
best punch he's landed tonight. But Leonard took it well.
Leonard standing still.
A big round for Hearns. Less than a minute to go.
Here comes Leonard's attack. He doesn't mount it.
Leonard is game. He trades with his man, but he's taking a battering in this round.
He's trading one punch for 4 or 5.
You took control now. You took control. Yeah, keep the right hand up. I better tell you. Right hand up. Bang, bang, keep it up.
Leonard's left eye is a caution now. It's almost completely closed.
I don't remember anybody hitting Sugar Ray Leonard all of these jabs. I don't remember anybody fighting him with a 7.5-inch reach advantage either.
Look at that. Darting left hand. That's why they call him the Motor City Cobra. I'm talking about Thomas Hearns. Half a minute to go in the round. A frustrating round for Ray Leonard.
He's getting desperate. He's throwing those big, big punches. Hoping to hit.
I think it's his only hope, Bertie.
You're blowing it now, son. You're blowing it. Okay, put the ices back. Keep that there. Keep that there, Ray, baby, right there. Open your mouth wide. Let's go. Come on, Ray. You better be quicker. You gotta take it away from him, okay? Speed.
I think Leonard has to fight a desperate fight. Good right hand. That
Hearns
weave.
was hurt again. was hurt. He's trying to hold on. There's the first knockdown of the fight. No, the referee says it's not a knockdown.
The referee says it is not a knockdown.
People was shouting.
There's a minute left. Hearns is no question in big trouble.
Hearns is trying to hold on. Leonard knows he has him. Now Hearns is fighting back.
Hearns got in two beautiful shots.
Another one, a little low.
40 seconds. Angelo screaming right hand.
Hearns is actually running away now.
Oh, what a hook by Hearns right on the button.
That may have hurt. Leonard keeps coming on. He's a bull. Leonard takes the better punch.
19 seconds to go. Can he weather it?
I don't know.
He's hitting on the brakes. He's doing everything. 12 seconds to go. Hearns is in desperate trouble.
The bell cannot save him if he goes down. That is counted a knockdown. He's letting time run out.
His time ran out.
A big round for Leonard. Leonard coming on again.
There was that right hand.
Oh! That nailed him.
Now it's minute 44. Time is running out on Tommy Hearns.
He's got to grab him. Leonard gives him no rest. Hearns is in real trouble.
Hearns got a punch. Hearns has got to give him some respect.
Or grab hold of him, which he's not doing.
No, he's too weak. He has nothing left. He's going to be knocked out. And
the referee is stopping the fight. The referee is stopping the fight.
Will there be a rematch? You know, I don't have too much to say. You know, I proved myself. I think all the ultimate questions should be asked of Thomas Hearns and his managers and trainers. You know, I proved that I'm the best welterweight in the world. You have to ask him the rest of the questions.
The problem was there was two champions in the same division, and one of us had to be eliminated. May I say, Detroit, I shall return.
I figured I had the fight won, and the only way Ray Leonard could win was by a knockout. And when the referee stopped the fight, I was very, very unhappy. But it was nothing I could do, because once the referee had made a decision, you can't go back and change it. There's no changing. You just gotta try to do it again.
Almost 8 years have passed since Hearns and Leonard waged their epic battle. Yet for members of both camps, the memories still linger.
When we lost the fight, it was a very, very painful loss. I mean, it was the most painful experience I've ever had in my life. Even death. It's not moved me to the point where I cried all night. I woke up the next day saying, well, maybe it didn't really happen. I mean, and you pick up the paper and you say, oh, my God. You know, it did happen.
I think that was the fight where everyone said, Ray's a fighter. Ray's a fighter. No question in anybody's mind for what he did. When he reached down inside, he reached a little deeper than Tommy could reach.
To this day, the charismatic Leonard has cast a giant shadow over the taller Hearns.
I've been in this man's shadow for a long time. Basically, ever since I started my career, professional career, I've been in the shadow of Ray Leonard. And it's not a very good feeling being in the shadow of anyone.
I think there's a bit of insecurity that various guys have had with me. and it's mostly due to the type of exposure because of what I do outside the ring, because of the endorsements and what have you.
Nice meeting you. It's Tom. Hey, our pleasure, sir.
Ironically, these two ring rivals have been yoked together as partners in promotion. Call it a temporary truce, a ceasefire, if you will. However, nothing can quell the winds of war.
This is a partnership. This is a partnership because we are joined together to make the type of money that we're going to generate through this fight. But there's no reason why we should be buddy-buddy right now, because it's still yet it's a job to be done. After the job is done, then if he wants to be buddy-buddy, I have no problem with that.
There are causes important enough for both men to fight on the same side.
Outside the rings, we're on the same sides. We're joining U.S. Customs in the war against drugs.
And you can help too. Report drug smuggling to U.S. Customs. Dial 1-800-BE-ALERT.
They are rivals, they are competitors, and there is animosity on the playing field, so to speak, their playing field being the ring. But they're magic together, they're an entry together, and therefore it's almost like a partnership where they can, by channeling that animosity, turn it into millions and millions of dollars.
You can feel the electricity surrounding the big fight. From this neon oasis in the desert to the gyms of New York City.
I think Hearns got to take him out the first 3 or 4 rounds. If it goes over 3 or 4 rounds, I think Leonard will take him.
On the other coast, Hollywood headliners are also talking about the war.
Sugar Ray, just because he's like the American dream, you know. I mean, he's like Muhammad Ali coming back again and again, you know, and see if he can do it again. So I got to be rooting for him.
I love them both. I wish them both well. I hope they don't hurt each other.
The Leonard-Hearns fight will really be great, and Hearns will finally get a chance to redeem himself. He says that's what he wants.
These two combatants have so dominated the spotlight that other fighters, even distinguished champions, have been relegated to spectator status.
That's the way. Back him up. Come on. You know what you got to do. Come on. Hurt him, Robbie.
I think it's going to be a knockout. I don't know which way it's coming, but I think it's going to be a knockout. They've both been in there before. They both know each other's style. Neither one of them has changed. You know, the main factor, I think, is behind the weight, which I think that might be a more advantage towards Tommy's, because Tommy's got that height, and I think he can carry the weight.
Well, I'm picking Leonard to win because when they fought the first time, I think Leonard was scared and the aggressor was Hearns. Now it's the other way around. Hearns is scared and Leonard will be the aggressor. I think Leonard should win a lot quicker this time.
I want to fight the winner, regardless, you know. Whoever wins, you know, it's going to be an exciting fight. Best man's going to win, and I want to fight the winner.
All hail Caesar's Palace, the site of the first Leonard Hearns extravaganza. And this is where the rematch will take place June 12th. Caesars stands poised to reap the substantial spoils of the war.
This is a very, very important fight to both of these men. And as a consequence, you have a tremendous buildup. You have titles at stake, you have prestige that's at stake, your careers are at stake. And we hope to capitalize on that from a business standpoint, because we think there's an enormous amount of interest, and certainly that will build to some sort of a crescendo by fight time.
Gambling is legal in Las Vegas, and the action in sportsbooks has ebbed and flowed dramatically.
When this fight was first announced, Thomas Hearns versus Sugar Ray Leonard, on June 12, 1989, here at Caesar's Palace, it is my job here, of course, to establish a line where I can create two-way betting action for this fight. I decided that the right proper line for this fight should be 4-1 in favor of Sugar Ray Leonard. Immediately when we put that line up, money has come in on Thomas Hearns that knocked the line down to 3.5-1. Then the Sugar Ray Leonard money showed up, and then that knocked that price way up to 4-1 again. Immediately again, Thomas Hearns' money has showed up, where the line is now Sugar Ray Leonard is a 3.5-1 favorite. My prediction is, by fight time, the fight will be 2-1 or 2.5 to 1 in favor of Sugar Ray Leonard because of the Thomas Hearns money that will show up for this fight.
The reason I like Hearns is I don't know where you can get 2.5, 3 to 1 on a fella that I think should be the favorite. I think he's going to knock Leonard out. He's bigger, stronger, and he's got the revenge factor going for him. He's been more active. 3 to 1 is a heck of an investment.
You know what I like most about boxing? It's anybody's game, just like Wheel of Fortune. You never know who's going to win until the game's over.
You know, basically, I got my heart for my homeboy, but my mind says Sugar because he's a champion, been there so many times. So I have to give Sugar the edge because of the fact that every big fight he's won.
Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hitman Hearns.
I gotta go with Sugar Ray.
I'm gonna go with the Hitman. I sense an upset here. I think Sugar Ray's taking him a little too lightly. Hitman Hearns in 3.
Sugar Ray in 1.
Desire means a lot, and I think Hearns really wants it. He's been denied being the favorite, being in the limelight. This is the one hump he's never been able to get over, and I think Sugar's been there. He's defeated him, and Thomas, desire is a lot. I'm just saying, Sugar, be careful. Be real careful, because, oh God, women all over America are hoping that Thomas don't want it too bad.
Sugar Ray Leonard takes time out from his training for some photo opportunities with his fans as he prepares for his war against Thomas Hearns, the most lucrative ring appearance of his career to date. The Sugar Man is the picture of confidence, once again the portrait of a boxer as an artist. But today's smiles belie an uncertain period after the first Hearns fight. It began when Leonard felt a twinge of pain in his left eye.
The retina has been reattached successfully, and at the present time, it's just a matter of waiting to see whether or not my sight and vision is restored to its normal eyesight. A fight with this great man, this great champion, could be one of the greatest fights in the history of boxing. Talking about money, you talk about Fort Knox. And this is the only man can make that possible. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. But unfortunately, it'll never happen. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
I examined both eyes of Mr. Sugar Ray Leonard. His vision in both eyes is normal and stable.
I see myself going back and taking back my crown from the welterweights and junior middleweights also, and moving on to bigger and better things. I just had this feeling that it just wasn't there. I looked over to see whether or not my wife was okay, and that was a major concern. And the next 3 rounds, it just wasn't there. And I'm not going to crap anyone. I'm saying to this day, because it's just not there, I have retired for good. Whoa. Well, people ask me if I'm making a comeback. I'm not making a comeback. I openly said, if I got a call from Marvin Hagler, I would greatly consider that. I mean, he is what I want, and I'm what he needs. And the fact is, I think that it's been something that's been haunting me for a period of time.
The undisputed middleweight champion of the world.
I've been looking forward to this fight for years.
A 2-time world champion, now the challenger.
This is not a career for me. This is one fight. This is a dream that has become a reality.
He was the ultimate. He was the grand finale. And it irritated me because while I was doing commentary for, various networks, and watch him make so many mistakes, and then he was being perceived as being the all-time great. And I thought that that couldn't be justified until he fought me.
Everybody talks about his ego. I think ego's, that's not the right word to use. It's pride. And I can tell you that Ray evaluates his performance. And when he's not Ray Leonard again, he'll be the first to know it. And the last thing he's going to do is embarrass himself, ever, ever. So nobody ever told him when to start, and no one's going to tell him when to stop. He'll do it.
I just felt that I could beat him. It wasn't a matter of saying, well, I'm the best guy on the block, Because eventually there's going to be someone else better than I am. You know, you can only maintain your position for so long. That's a given. But at that time, I was still a young man. I was still capable of beating the best, and that's what irritated me the most. That's what infuriated me the most. That's what gave me that firepower.
Hager backing up Leonard into the Leonard corner. Short right uppercut.
He's nailing him now, Tim.
Right to the chin.
That's where he has to put that left hand.
Leonard in some difficulty. Hasn't thrown a punch out of this corner. Now he does. Trying to bang his way out.
Look at that determination of Ray Leonard. You talk about a champion.
What a display.
Absolutely gritted his teeth. Look at him go.
Again. Leonard busy on the rope. Hager trying to keep
There'll be no knockout. No knockout.
Winner by a split decision and new middleweight champion of the world, Sugar Ray Leonard.
No sport writer in the world, maybe one or two, thought Ray could beat Marvin at that time. And he wanted to prove the whole boxing world wrong, and he proved it.
That scratch, that burn desire that I complain about, I think it's been taken care of. So I retire again. But you guys know me.
As he had hinted, Leonard changed his mind. The challenge of winning a 4th and 5th world title lured him out of retirement and back into the ring. Knocked to the canvas in the 4th, Leonard got up and went on the attack. By round 9, his speed and savvy overwhelmed Donnie Lalonde. The Canadian golden boy was left battered and tarnished. Leonard had surmounted his challenge yet again.
The feeling of victory, the feeling of going up against the best, it's no greater feeling. I go into a trance, I really do.
The current WBC super middleweight champion, a 1976 Olympic gold medalist hailing from Potomac, Maryland, ladies and gentlemen, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Beneath its brutal facade, boxing is a sport of subtle beauty, the so-called sweet science. And Leonard, blessed with natural athletic gifts, continues to enjoy elevating this science into an art form all his own.
I know my days for fights are numbered. To each his own. If you can do it, do it. Why not? What's the problem with that? And people have a problem saying, well, Ray, you're getting old. I think the problem they have is the fact that it's all a matter of economics. They figure that once, because coming out of the Olympics, these young men, and I'm included, you make such a substantial amount of money at such an early age, they equate that with how old you are and how much more time you have left in the ring. And I'm saying, you know, don't judge me by what I've already accomplished, because there's so much more out there.
Detroit is a big sports town, where even the beloved Pistons have developed a penchant for fighting, one which has led to their reputation as the bad boys. Ironically, a fighter, Tommy Hearns, is one of the city's good guys, and he's savoring the opportunity of his lifetime.
The goal for me, Thomas Hearns, is now to beat Ray Leonard and do it in a fashionable way, a very fashionable way. I have to go out there and look great for a few rounds and then knock him out.
Once, knockouts were synonymous with Thomas Hearns. He was the Hitman. Along with pursuing Leonard, Hearns' other professional goal was to become the first boxer to win 4 world championships in 4 different weight classes. He got his chance against Juan Roldan, and he made the most of it.
And down goes Roldan. Left hooks to the body would set that up. He's not going to get up. This one is over. Thomas Hearns has made boxing history.
I'm so happy now. I don't know what to do, because I done something
that no other man have done, even the two men that defeated me, Marvin Hagler and Ray Leonard. I know that they are looking at me now. They want to come back and do it again. So I hope that's true.
That may be one way to get them out, Tommy. Congratulations.
There's got to be a way.
I can give up everything that I have accomplished in this boxing game today. If I could defy world title, I can just take them and give them all back for just this one, June 12th.
Since the first fight with Sugar Ray Leonard, they really have never had much value to him, except for which he just had to, like a consolation goal, say, well, heck, I'll go ahead and be the first man to win 4 titles in 4 weight divisions. And that was like a consolation prize that we'd set as a goal. But the only thing he ever wanted was really a rematch with Ray Leonard.
Be the best that you can and feel proud of yourselves. There's too many kids, our kids, killing themselves over something so stupid as drugs and money. You're here. I'm very glad you're here, because what I see on each individual face is someone that's proud of themselves. So give yourself a round of applause and thank Jesus once again. Bye-bye, I'll see you soon.
Unlike the media star who feeds off crowds and turns training camp into a road show, Thomas Hearns prefers to remain close to his Detroit roots, toiling in the basement of the Kronk Gym.
For this fight here, what Sugar Ray Leonard wants to fight with San, I mean, you can see a total new attitude. I mean, he's in training now, working out very, very seriously for the fight. It seems like he's got a whole new motivation. And as a result, I think we're going to see one of his best performances.
Hearns sought to use marvelous Marvin Hagler as a sugar substitute, but Hagler proved to be the better man that night. As rematches with Hagler and Leonard were not forthcoming, it seems that Hearns lost interest, a mistake for which he paid the price. Still, the Hitman remains a warrior at heart, a great and noble champion who will not find fulfillment beating anyone other than Sugar Ray Leonard.
I think that motivation is the key point in whatever you do, you set out to do. And if you're not motivated, then it's impossible for you to do well. You're not gonna train properly. You're not gonna do anything properly. Motivation is the key point.
I honestly believe that we lost fights because he felt that Leonard was never gonna be there for him. And I know his total concentration, in most cases when they talk about fights, it's the Ray Leonard fight that bugged him. I try to instill in him that you got to keep winning, and one day down the road, this guy's gonna come out of the woodwork, and you have to be ready. You don't want to be an old man when he does, because you're gonna want to take the fight. So you want to keep yourself in good shape, and I guarantee you this guy's gonna bite soon. But we have to keep winning, and this is what I tell him all the time. And he always says, well, yeah, I think he's gonna come back too. And, lo and behold, here he is.
This is something that he has been wanting for like 7 years, to a rematch with Ray Leonard. So I know he wants that so badly. So I said, well, if this is what he wants, I just have to deal with it. So I'm dealing with it.
This is my turn. This is Thomas Hearns' time to shine. I mean, Ray Leonard shined in 81. But 89, I'm gonna be that shining star.
All the ladies on the staff were like, I wish he wouldn't fight no more, just model.
No, I have 2 or 3 more fights left. Hearns is one, and after Hearns, we'll see what takes place after that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do what you do, man. I think your show is great, and it's easier. It's more longevity.
Yes. Yeah, you don't get hit that much here.
Yeah. He tried to beat me out doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever I decided I want to do, Ray wanted to jump and do it first.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Ray has never been knocked out.
True.
That would be a first, Thomas.
That's definitely.
The time for laughter and small talk is now over. The war is rapidly approaching. Final preparations are underway for this desert brawl, and both camps are taking final inventory of their arsenals as they arm themselves and prepare to do battle.
I got involved in boxing at the age of 14, and now I have 3 older brothers, and I can beat all 3 of them put together.
Boy, you see, I love him. From day one, he called me boy. Today, he still called me boy. I love it.
Soon, the stage will be set, and this stadium transformed into a theater of war. Then, 2 bitter rivals will come together, face to face.
It won't be like last time. This time, you get yours.
You still think you can beat me? I know I can beat you, and I can't wait.
You're not the best fighter in the world, Ray. You're looking at the best fighter in the world. That's me, Thomas Hearns.
Tom, I'm still afraid of you. I'm afraid what I'm gonna do to you.
First time was just luck. Somebody was on your side. But this time, it's gonna be different, very different.
You know, for some reason, Tom, you're having a history problem, and you've always failed history in school, so apparently you're gonna fail history June 12th.
The war. Leonard, Hearns.